Hello everyone, Jules here. Today I'd like to show quite a dark and atmospheric deck. That is the Murder of Crows Tarot by Corrado Roy, and this was published earlier this year by Scarabeo. Here is the box, and it's in a hard cardboard box, and this is the standard edition, and it is a black and white deck. And I really love black and white decks, and I also really like crows, so I very much wanted to get this deck. Here is one side of the box, and I love also, there's other pictures of the cards on the side of the box as well, and I really love this other picture that's on the back of the box as well. So if you lift up the box from the top here, you will get a kind of a red colour negative image. So that's the box. And here is the guidebook, and the guidebook is written by Charles Harrington, and it's quite well written. I really quite like this book. I'm quite impressed with the book. I really like the additional information that's in here. There's information about folklore about crows. There is one special crow spread. And for people who don't know, the expression murder of crows, it just means a group of crows. So a group of crows is called a murder. And a lot of people may not know that. So that is why the deck is called Murder of Crows. And the meanings are all in here. And there's a little bit about reversals, meanings and keywords. And I just like the way it's written. There's even some comment here, about 4 pages of comment about the inner shadow, according to Carl Jung. So I really like that too. The section of the book is called Journey to the Realm of the Inner Shadow. So I really like the way that this book has been written. So there's the book. So now to show some of the cards, and I am very impressed with this deck. The cardstock's very good, and it's one of those few decks that I actually like every card. That doesn't happen very often for me. Usually there's 2 or 3 cards that I may not like as much, but with this deck I basically love the whole thing. It's a great deck. Might be a good idea for Halloween for some people. Here is the back of the cards, and I love the design on the back. They've got a semi-gloss finish, but I like the finish on the cards because they are obviously quite durable. I love the card backs as well. There is going to be a kit version of this with a larger book, and I think it's going to be a limited edition. I'm not as interested in that deck because that deck is going to have little splashes of red colour in the images, and I particularly wanted the black and white deck because I love black and white decks and I can't get enough of them. So that's why I got this version. So now to show some of the major arcana cards, and the artwork is just so amazing. Here is the Fool card, and basically all of the images have at least one crow or more. So here is the Fool card, and These just have the simple numbers. There's no titles on the cards. So these are just numbered from 0 to 22. And you can tell by this fill card that this is not your ordinary fill. I mean, this is a dark deck. It's not too dark, but it definitely has a very atmospheric feel to it, which I really like as well. So here is the fill card. The Magician. So for me, this artwork, these images are perfect in black and white. I know that the limited edition will have these little splashes, occasional splashes of red, but for me, these are just so well done in black and white. So, Magician. The Empress. These have Roman numerals on the bottom of the card. I'm actually surprised that this deck has not been shown or talked about more often, because I am just so impressed with this deck. The Empress or Empress. Lovers. I know there have been a few other small number of Crow decks around. I also have Crow's Magic, and I love that deck as well. So I waited for this one. I know that there is another Crow deck, Crow Tarot by US Games in recent years, but I waited for this one. It was, the US Games one is fairly well done, but with this in black and white, it's just great. And the Crow's Magic deck, which I think is out of print now, that has a lot of black and white, and only small amounts of colour too. So I just think with a crow theme that it just works better, for me anyway, with less colour. So here is the Lovers. I love this Chariot card. Look at the Chariot. The human type figures in this deck are like crow people. They wear a crow mask, and some of them actually have claws instead of hands. So this is the Chariot. The artwork is great, but it's such a unique deck. It's unique the way it's been done, but with the artwork, but it's just so unique. And so here is the Hermit, and there is a crow inside the cage that looks like a lantern. So this Hermit is really holding up a small cage with a crow inside. The cardstock is very good with this deck too. Wheel of Fortune. It may actually just be called Fortune in the book. I'm not sure about that. Hanged Man. Love the Death card. So you've got an Angel of Death. riding a strange bull type animal. Or it's like half bull, half devil type of thing. So that's a great death card. Temperance. I love this Tower card. It's incredibly atmospheric too. The moon. I love the face on the moon too. The sun. I think that's a great sun card. And the world. This is probably one of my favourite cards. Such a great card. Now for the suits, Minor Arcana. It is the Ace of Wands, and these just have small numbers at the bottom of the card. But I really like that. I just like everything about this deck. The Ace of Wands. Four of Wands. So these are numbered, and there is a small symbol. There's a small symbol for wands at the bottom. That's a great Four of Wands card. The Nine of Wands. So the figure here looks like he's fighting off a crow attack. And a great Knight of Wands. Then 4 cups. Ace of Cups. Four of Cups. Really like this card. amazing Seven of Cups. Really like this. A lot of people don't probably realise that the Seven of Cups does have a connection with magic. I think this image really reflects that. Great Seven of Cups card. That's probably my second favourite in the deck. And the Queen of Cups. Now for swords. I like the cups suit and the sword suit the most in this deck, I think. Ace of Swords. I love this Six of Swords. Even the boat is carved like a crow. Six of Swords. Oh, another great card, Nine of Swords. So this is obviously a person waking up from a nightmare, and then there is the huge shadow of a crow nearby or overhead. Nine of Swords. And a great Queen of Swords. So in this deck you have the usual Waite Smith, King, Queen, Knight and Page. I think apart from all the other great things about this deck, I think it has to be one of the best black and white decks that has been created for a while. Ace of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles. So this is someone doing a crow carving. So I really like this Three of Pentacles card. And the Eight of Pentacles. I love the way there's these really large crow shadows in the background. And the Nine of Pentacles. So this is quite easily recognisable from the Waite Smith inspired image. Nine of Pentacles. And the King of Pentacles. This is a great card too. So there's some of the cards of this amazing dark and atmospheric deck. The Murder of Crows Tarot by Corrado Roy, published by Scarabeo this year. I really love this deck. I think it is an amazing deck. The quality of the cards is great. It's just so incredibly well done. It would make a great deck for Halloween, or just someone who likes darker decks. I also like dark decks sometimes. But for me it was also because it is a black and white deck, or the standard version is the black and white deck. So I think this is a really great deck, and as I said, I've been a bit surprised that this hasn't been shown or talked about more often. So I'll put the details below the video. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.